Hi, I'm Louis Dumont. I'm one of the visual effects artists on Hawk.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. I think you guys kind of landed on us and we were like, oh, we'd love to do that, but there's no way, there's no possible way we could do it.
There's only so much you can get a real hawk to do, so we used a real bird and as many shots as possible, and then the ones that needed the bird to be in a specific part of the sky to match the actor's eye line on the shots either side of those, we needed to use a CGI hawk.
And it was really, it's a really painful thing. I remember me and Rhys and Louis, we went out and we kind of discussed it and we were like, oh yeah, let's do it, let's not do it, we've got no time, we're not going to, you know, because it didn't look real and all that hard work had just been thrown away.
Well, we started with sort of a base model that we sort of got off, I think it was Turbo Squid.
Came across a pretty good mesh of an eagle that was available to download, so decided that this would be a nice bit of a fast cut to getting a hawk. When
we actually got into the workings and the animations, it was a pretty bad setup. It was a pretty basic kind of $200 off the shelf kind of setup, which was good to kind of inspire us, but I guess we've near enough rebuilt it.
Started modelling it, textured it up, of course then re-rigged it because the rig that we sort of had from the previous model was okay, but you say it wasn't perfect.
Because when you purchase one of these off the shelf models, they are very, very basic.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to find the kind of detail that's required.
Yeah. And so from the photography that you guys had from the shoot, from various other Harris Hawks and stuff like that, we replaced all the texture maps.
Yeah, and added loads of different elements to it to give it a lot more movement. It was all kind of one solid structure made for just a solid animation, but there was so much flexibility needed throughout the film that it just really took a lot of work.
Re-rigged the whole Hawk to work with the software we use.
So the real time went in just to really produce a good model that we knew throughout wouldn't let us down in the later stages.
And yeah, started going about implementing it into the scene. One null object which controls the feet, you can move them independently from each other or together, as most of the animation was. Push it right through the other side if you feel the absolute need to do that. As well, similar with the tail feather, you've got just one controller for this way, and you can just move up and have it constantly moving around and stuff.
Sort of have one screen with the real life footage going, other screen going, and look, tweak, play it through, scrub the line, see how it looks. So it's really just important to get the true motion in. So you really think with a hawk, it's just the wings moving, but in fact, it's a lot more. You've got the beak, you've got the legs, you've got the tail, even the beak sort of opening, just sort of, make a little squawk here and there, All these little things really sort of add to the real life of the hawk.
I think we worked on, it's really hard to know, at least 20, I'd say.
About a dozen shots or so, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been about a year's worth of work, really.
Yeah. So many.
But as we've kind of been involved, I suppose we get more used to kind of animating hawks, I guess, in that year process. So yeah, it gets easier.
Rigging's basically where you build up an internal structure, like the bone structure of the bird in CG, so that joints and various other things can deform properly. And the easiest way to do that is with CG bones and morph maps, which are or endomorphs, which are just one state of a mesh to another state of a mesh, and you can animate in between, basically. If following the hawk, you can see there's sort of mesh wobble continuously, which is just sort of mimicking the wind going through.
It's been a hard thing to do. It's hard to fit in at times. But I think because we believe in the film and we believe in you guys so much, that's helped us.
On top of the mesh, you have a number of different images. So you have images for the diffuse channel, which is the color channel. So you have that's primarily what came from the photography. Then you have to use an alpha channel to knock out certain bits. So you've got nice detailing in the feathers and stuff. And a few other bits like a specularity channel and stuff like that, just where it would be a little bit more shiny on the hawk, coming towards the feet and stuff like that. And I think that's pretty much all we used on the hawk, because the photography was quite nice because it already had a lot of that detail sort of baked right into because it was straight from the photos. So yeah, it was pretty good.
We ended up doing it, and you guys ended up, just because of your massive enthusiasm and your drive, really inspiring us again to push ourselves.